Hey there guys, today I'm going to be reviewing the movie Trainspotting. The Trainspotting was freaking awesome. I can't believe that I've never heard of this movie before. You know, from the title, I was kind of thinking that this movie was going to be about just trains. But no, drug addicts. There were just so many incredible things about this movie. First of all, the acting. They just had so many good actors in this movie, and all of them just really seemed like they could really be drug addicts, especially Ewan McGregor. He looked so rough in this movie. I was just like, oh, I feel bad for him. He looked just so sickly and just totally, his whole face was sunken in and he just looked horrible. I also really like the plot of the story, which was showing kind of the growth and development of this group of friends that were all, for the most part, using heroin and, you know, had drugs and stuff like that as a major part of their lives. This movie really shows you just the harsh reality of what drugs do to you and what happens to your life when you get involved in stuff like that. They definitely did not sugarcoat anything in this movie. You saw some pretty, like, really disturbing stuff, but it was all just stuff that was a part of their. The whole withdrawal scene was just, that was just so unbelievably weird and horrible because I know that withdrawal is just an awful thing to go through, and it really showed you all of the suffering and pain that he was going through. Even though this movie was, for the most part, you know, a drama and very serious about all the stuff that was going on in their lives, it did have a lot of funny moments. And the soundtrack, that was so awesome. I love when awesome movies have awesome soundtracks. That just makes the movie even better. You know, I love me some Iggy Pop. The cinematography was also really brilliant. They just had so many really clever ways of showing different scenes, you just from so many different angles that made every scene really interesting. One part of the story that was especially interesting to me was the character Tommy. At the beginning, you know, he was the one person in their group that didn't do drugs and that was like athletic and he never lied, and he was just like, let's go climb a mountain, why not? And then just one thing messed up his whole life and he started doing drugs. And if you saw the movie, you know what happened to him. And it's just so tragic that that really does happen in real life when you think about it. I know a lot of people kind of like to forget that this kind of drug society exists in life, but it's just reality that this happens to people every day. And I guess I don't understand how someone can intentionally ruin their life like that. I just really don't. You know, I've never done drugs before, and I certainly don't plan on ever doing them in the future. And unfortunately, I do know some people in my life that have made some bad decisions, and I just feel bad for them because you know that their future is definitely not going to be what they thought it was going to be when they were little kids. And you know, that's just unfortunate for them, but that's their own decision in life. And other people can try to help them, but in the end, it's just really up to them to decide what's best for themselves. But you know, besides all that serious druggy stuff, I really loved this movie. It was just such a good movie. There was just so many different elements that were really awesome about this movie. You put it all together, you got an awesome movie. So I would definitely say go watch this movie. I think that you're definitely gonna like it. You, look at the camera. Look at the camera. Right here. Right here. Right here. Right, no, that, I don't know what you're looking at right now. No, stay up here. Don't do drugs, guys. Don't do it. Right, Carly? Right. You can, you can spend your money on much better things than drugs, like puppies. See ya.